Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Susan's just making it. I'm Susan, and as always, I'm here making stuff, messes, chaos, and just trying to make it through life. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if this is your first time watching, welcome to my channel. If you like today's video, consider giving it a thumbs up. It's right down here. It only takes a quick second to hit that thumbs up, and it really means a lot to me. I hope everyone's doing well, and today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about my recent absence from YouTube. I don't necessarily feel that I have to, or I know that I don't have to give an explanation, but I try to have some transparency on my channel, and I've had similar discussions in the past, so I feel that it's only right that I offer an explanation for anyone who might be interested. And if you're doing well today, that's amazing, and if not, perhaps a little bit of what I have to talk about might help you out a little, I hope, anyway. So I recently took about a week absence from YouTube toward the end of July, early August, and it didn't really have anything to do with YouTube. I just needed a chance to step back, take a break, regroup, think about some things, and just come back in a fresh state of mind. And it was not mental health related, it was not YouTube related, it was just a break. However, the most recent absence from YouTube for about a week and a half was due to my mental health. I was suffering from severe depression. It lasted about 4 to 5 days that I just kind of checked out for a while. Was just not doing well at all. In bed the whole 4 to 5 days, no showering, only getting out of bed to go to the restroom and get something to drink so I would stay hydrated. My ringer was off. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I did kind of just let that go. I wasn't in that state, and I really didn't eat much for the 4 days. And then it got to the point where I said, this is just ridiculous. I cannot do this. And I forced myself to get up and start, functioning again, because that was just not doing it for me. So, because I had slept so much while I was depressed, I've been having a little bit of restless evenings, because now I'm having a little bit of the manias coming on, like I'm trying to recoup from my break. So last night I had a hard time sleeping, so I said, instead of laying here with my thoughts going a mile a minute, why don't I get up, get paper and pen, and sit down and write it out, get it out of my head. And it's very therapeutic to do journaling and stuff like that. And while I was writing it, some of it was for me to gather my thoughts and make sense of things, and while I was writing, I was also thinking that I could share it with some of you, because there's hopefully a message in all of it. Now, don't come at me. The grammar's probably not the best, mind you. This was like 3:30 in the morning, and I'm going to read what I wrote. And if some people are bothered by people reading off something instead of just speaking, and if that's the case, I apologize. And in some of this, I'm referring to I, and some of it I'm referring to people in general, but I think that you will get the context anyway. So instead of going on, I'm going to just go ahead and read it, and then I have a couple thoughts, and then I will leave it up to you guys to give me some feedback, or let me know if you relate or anything like that. So I think I can do this without my glasses, because the writing's a little bit bigger than print in a book. So I'm going to try. And like I said, I do apologize if it puts you off, like somebody reading versus just speaking. But I find that if I write things down, my thoughts are communicated a little bit better than talking. I tend to get sidetracked, like, oh look, squirrel, and get totally off topic sometimes. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it, and then I'll wrap it up so you guys can go on with your day. Okay, as many of you may already know, I have a mental health diagnosis of bipolar disorder. Recently, I suffered a short period of severe depression. Often, when I am under extreme stress, it gets to be more than I can handle, and I fall into a depression where I feel the need to totally check out for a while. Lately, I've had a few things going on in my life that have been very taxing and very stressful, and this often happens when I'm overwhelmed with so much going on at once. Fortunately, this last episode didn't last too long. After 4 days of pretty much giving up, I realized that I could do exactly that, give up or get over it. I mean, after all, I still have things to do and people to prove wrong. A lot of the time when I fall into this state of mind, it is because I let too many external factors have way too much influence over the person I am meant to be and the things that I want to accomplish in life. Why? Why do I, or anyone else for that matter, allow so many external influences to have such an effect? There's a saying, expect nothing and appreciate everything. I have been and continue to be disappointed by people and situations in life. I can either dwell on that or just accept that people are going to do what they do, and sadly, life is not fair. Therefore, sometimes we have to have little expectations while still being grateful for everything positive in our life. During this recent bout of depression, I had exactly 3 people who reached out to me when they noticed that I wasn't myself. I could dwell on the fact that there were only 3, or be grateful that I had those 3. There are people who wrestle with their demons every single day and don't even have one person to notice or reach out in their time of need. Those 3 individuals know who they are, and I am more grateful for their concern than I can ever express. Don't ever think that what you do or any act of kindness or concern doesn't matter. It does. And I just want to say thank you. Going back to the fact that often external influences affect us so much, that needs to be not so much of a thing. Why do we allow or tolerate it having so much control? I think often we look to others to validate our worth and limit our potential. Oh, hell no. Don't wait for someone else to tell or show you that you're valuable or worthy. You are. Be your own damn cheerleader. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't, because you can. Don't be afraid to prove them all wrong. I have always believed that if you want something out of life enough, you will find a way to make it a reality. We need to stop allowing others to dictate our potential. I've heard it said that everything you need is already inside of you. And my favorite quote is, "You are your only limitation." I often have to remind myself that I have a lot of people to prove wrong. I often get overwhelmed and stressed because I try to be everything to everyone. Well, that's got to stop. I need to be everything to myself first. There are people who want to see me give up or fail, and maybe that's true for a lot of us. Don't let one of them be you. We also need to remind ourselves to strive for progress, not perfection. A step forward may only be one step, but we're still moving in the right direction. When we get tired, we need to rest, not give up. These are just some thoughts that I had to remind myself of to pull myself back into the place mentally that I need to be. My hopes in sharing this is that maybe someone else can relate or get something out of what I share. If you ever find yourself at a low point, maybe try to remind yourself that you are the only person you have to prove anything to. After all, you are the most important person in your life. Don't ever let yourself forget that. So lift your head high, straighten your crown, and remember who you are. You are important, you are worthy, and you have value. And I just put down at the bottom, remember to do something every day to make somebody happy, but don't forget that you are somebody too. Now, I am going to keep this and put it in my journal because there may be a point that I need to read this again. And this is like a little pep talk to myself, because often I fall into depression because I let myself become overwhelmed. First of all, because I try to do too much. I take on everybody's stuff. Sometimes we have a hard enough time dealing with our own stuff, let alone to add everybody else's stuff to it. Second of all, I've always been a high achiever, and I've always taken criticism to heart, and that can be a heavy load to carry when you're always worried about what somebody else thinks, or living up to their expectations, trying to be perfect, or feeling that you're never doing enough. And that when I get overwhelmed with a combination of those two, I just get, it's like a short circuit. I just shut down and melt almost. But then once I start wallowing in it, I'm like, why am I doing this? It's almost like I'm letting all this external stuff win. And for what? Like I mentioned, we owe it to ourselves before we owe it to anyone else. Our energy and our talent, our time, whatever. And like I said, last night I was just like, stuff was going through my mind, and it's like kind of just trying to put it in words. And like I said, trying to like remind myself of what's important, I guess you'd say. So this is definitely going to be shared, because sometimes when I write things in my journal, the reason I do is it's stuff that means something to me or inspires me in some way, so that when I'm in lower points and I can read some of that into like the positive affirmations, and it's like retrain your thinking a little bit. I also heard it said once that don't ever negative self-talk. Don't ever say something negative to yourself that you would not say to someone else you care about. And it's true. If you wouldn't say that to somebody else that you love or that's close to you, why do you say that stuff to yourself? Negative self-talk is a terrible, terrible thing. They say that your mind is the worst prison you can live in, and it's so true, because so many scenarios and so many thoughts we have just have so much control, and it's worse than anything someone else could do to us. So I don't want to make this a super long video. I've been trying to be a little bit more mindful of that with my videos, but I just wanted to kind of explain that I've been missing from YouTube for a while, because a lot of this, going through this turmoil and stuff, and like I said, I had to check out for a few days. It wasn't 100% bad, because it allowed me to like physically recharge with the rest and stuff like that. It was just to the extreme. And now I'm, the whole bipolar, you have the depression, then you have the mania, and I'm kind of in the mania now, because I'm like thinking of 5 million things I want to accomplish. I need to like relax before I get depressed again, because I'm not accomplishing everything I want to. But like I said, I don't want to make this super long, and that's why I'm kind of saying be your own cheerleader. Sometimes you can't wait for somebody else to cheer you up or encourage you or be there for you. Sometimes you have to do that for yourself. You owe it to yourself. So with that being said, anybody that doesn't like potty mouth at all, now would be the time to like stop watching the video and go on with your day. I put this t-shirt on today for a reason. I cut the vinyl out with my Cricut machine and did this shirt for myself, and I just wanted to share this message with all of you that can relate or get anything out of what I talked about today. One of my favorites: the badass woman in me honors the badass woman in you. For all of you that are going through a similar struggle, maybe not now, but you have or may in the future, keep going, prove them wrong, do what you have to do. Like I've said in my other mental health videos, if any of this resonates with you, if you are going through any of this at any time, my email and Instagram are in the description box. Do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am not a mental health professional in any way, shape, or form. I see a therapist myself. But if you need an ear, I can be an ear, because I'm sure I will definitely understand what you're going through. Even if I don't say anything and you just want to, text and get it out, feel free to do so, because maybe you don't have anybody. Maybe you have somebody, but you don't think they would understand that. Don't hesitate. I will never look negatively at anyone that has to reach out, and I know that sometimes I need that person, so if I can be that person, I have absolutely no problem doing so. So with that being said, you guys are amazing, and don't ever let anyone convince you otherwise. Everyone is special in their own way, and everyone has worth, and don't wait for somebody else to validate you. Be your own cheerleader, stand up for yourself, and if you can't see how special you are, how can you expect anybody else to? So, didn't mean for this to be a negative video. I just wanted to throw some of that out there, and stay amazing, stay awesome. Feel free to leave feedback down below, and I've missed you guys, and you will not be seeing me disappear anytime soon. I have a lot to share. So until the next video, bye everyone.